Student, today we have to learn about the simple pendulum. First up here we want to see the definition of ideal simple pendulum. Ideal simple pendulum means, suppose here if you take one of the rigid support, and that rigid support, suppose here if you suspend the one of the heavy metallic sphere, particle or body, whatever, right, and which is suspended through the inextensible, flexible and massless string, then such arrangement called as the ideal simple pendulum, right? But in practice what happen, for simple pendulum we take the one of the light string, again we take the one of the spherical body that is called as the bob, right, and which is suspending from the rigid support. Again such arrangement which is also called as the simple pendulum. For example, see here. Here we take the one of the rigid support, and right, and now this will be the string. Here the length of the string is L, and to the other end of the string here we attach the one of the heavy metallic sphere. Their mass is there, suppose a small m. Here small m represents the mass of the bob, and again the radius of that bob is there, suppose small r. Then here the length of the simple pendulum is L, which is equal to the small l plus r, right? Here capital L represents the length of a simple pendulum. See here, and now here SO represents the mean position of this pendulum, right? Here we want to represent, here the simple pendulum performs the linear SHM, and we know that here any body performs the linear SHM only when if that body performs the to and fro motion, but again along the straight line path, then and then such a motion called as the linear simple harmonic motion, right? For that, suppose that if you want to represent here the simple pendulum which performs the linear SHM, for that here we want to consider here we want to consider the amplitude of that simple pendulum is small, and that amplitude is small only when if the angle is very small, that is angular displacement is very small, right? Suppose here if we consider the angular displacement of this bob or this pendulum is suppose there theta, right? So what we get there, and suppose here this will be the new position. This will be the new position of this pendulum or this bob. Here at this position what happened, here in this system there are two forces which is act. First force is the weight, and we know that weight is always acts in vertical downward direction, and second force is the tension, and this tension is acts on a string towards the point of suspension. See here the direction of tension is always towards the point of suspension. Suppose here if we consider small t is the tension acting on a string again towards the point of suspension. So we write that here T is the tension on string, right? N is the mass of the bob, right? R is the radius of the bob, right? And now here theta is the small angular displacement. Theta is the small angular displacement. displacement, right? So this is about this diagram. See here this new position is the inclined position to the mean position. So that's why here this mg is resolved into the two components. Here first component is the vertical component and second one is the horizontal component, right? This will be the horizontal component. And again we know that if this angle is theta, again this angle which is also theta. So that's why the value of vertical component is what you get there, mg cos theta, and the value of horizontal component is there, mg sin theta, right? And suppose here if we consider that bob is displaced with the distance is there, suppose x, here distance is x, suppose this distance is there x, right? Then what happened here, this mg which is resolved into the two components, so we write there mg is resolved into the two components. First one is the vertical component and the value of vertical component is mg cos theta, and second one is there horizontal component and the value is there mg sin theta, right? Here the vertical component mg cos theta which balance to the tension T. Here what we get there, so tension T which is balanced by the mg cos theta, suppose this is the equation number 1, right? Then here the net force which is acts only towards the mean position. Here the net force along the vertical direction which is equal to the 0. Only here the net force which is act towards the mean position, right? And we know that if the net force which is act towards the mean position, then such force called as the internal restoring force. In linear SHM, if the force which is act towards the mean position, then such force called as the internal restoring force. So that's why here mg sin theta represents the internal restoring force, right? What to get there, internal restoring force F which is equal to the what you get here minus mg sin theta, right? Now this will be the value of internal restoring force. Here we already consider the value of theta is very small, but theta is very small and we know that if the value of angle is very small, then at that time then sin theta or tan theta which is written simply theta, right? Then sin theta which is approximately equal to the theta, right? And in the triangle, which triangle? Triangle S, suppose here this is the position is A, SAO. In the triangle SAO, here this angle is 90 degree and now this means the angle is theta. Then the value of sin theta or simply theta which is equal to the what you get there, opposite side upon hypotenuse. Here the value of hypotenuse is capital L, so what you get there, and opposite side is x, that is x upon L, right? Now we want to substitute this value here. Which one? Here we want to substitute that. So what you get there, F which is equal to the minus mg into the theta which is equal to the minus mg into the x upon L, right? We get this equation. Suppose this will be the equation number 3. This will be the equation number 3. Again here F represents the internal restoring force, and that force which is also written as, but F, which is equal to the simply mass into the acceleration, right? Suppose this will be the equation number 4. Then if we see the equation 3 and 4, then both their LHS side is same. If their LHS side is same, then their RHS side which is also same. So what you get there? From equation 3 and 4, what we get there? Here MA, which is equal to the minus mg into the x upon L, what you get there? Get cancelled. Here A represents the acceleration. And suppose here if we transfer this x to this side, then what you get there? This will be the x, right? So what you get there? Minus g upon L. But in terms of the magnitude, which is written as simply g upon L. Here x represents the displacement, which means what you get there? Acceleration per unit displacement, which is equal to the g upon L, right? Again, suppose this will be the equation number, which one? That is the 5th one, right? But we know the formula of time period of a linear SHM. Here we want to represent, here this bob performs the linear SHM, right? So here, so time period of that linear SHM is, but T is the time period. So time period T, which is equal to the, what you get there? Simply 2 pi upon omega. And again, the value of omega is what you get there. So 2 pi upon under root of acceleration per unit displacement, right? Suppose here in this equation, if we substitute this value, so what you get there? Therefore, T, which is equal to the 2 pi upon under root of, what you get there? Acceleration per unit displacement is nothing but the g upon L. So we write there g upon L. Again, this equation which is also written as T, which is equal to the 2 pi into the under root of L upon g. And now this will be the formula of the time period of a simple pendulum, right? If we want to derive this equation, but for that we want to take some assumptions. So the first assumption is, here the angle, that is the angular displacement, which must be small as compared to the length of a simple pendulum, right? So this will be the first assumption. Second assumption is the length of the simple pendulum, which must be large. This will be the second one. And third one, here this pendulum performs the linear SHM, and that linear SHM always in a single vertical plane. This will be the 3 assumptions for to derive these equations, right? Now this will be the time period of a simple pendulum. Suppose this will be the equation number 6, right? Here again, if we want to write down the frequency of a simple pendulum, then what you get there? Eta, which is equal to the 1 upon T, which is equal to the, what you get there? Here 1 upon 2 pi into the under root of g upon L. So this will be the formula of which one? That is the frequency of a simple pendulum. But if you see the equation 6, then from that we get the different laws of a time period of a simple pendulum. Here laws, what we get there? First law is, here the time period of a simple pendulum, which is directly proportional to the under root of length of a simple pendulum. This will be the first law. But for that, here we want to keep here acceleration is a constant, right? Now second law, what you get there? Here the time period of a simple pendulum, which is inversely proportional to the under root of acceleration due to the gravity, provided that length is remain same. This will be the second law. Now third law is, what you get there? The time period of a simple pendulum is independent of which one? Independent of the amplitude, right? Independent of amplitude. And last one, that is the fourth one. Here, time period is independent of mass of the bob. What you get there? That is mass of the bob. So this will be the different laws of the time period of a simple pendulum, right? See all the equations once.